Yes, guys, what's going on? So today we're gonna be talking about everything that's happened in the 2023 playoffs so far. Is your boy Shivs joined by Brandon, of course. Brandon, what's you seen?
Shivs, it's good to be back. We've seen some amazing series so far, and we've seen a lot of. I don't want to call them failures because some people don't like to refer to them as failures. So I'm not going to call any names, but
It's steps
you
to
know,
success. Steps to
steps
success.
to success. Correct,
But
correct.
while we're speaking about steps to success, let me just start right there. We have, I would say, the biggest upset of the entire playoffs thus far. The Heat upsetting the Bucks, and in 5 games. Not
Yeah,
six, not seven, five. So all I could say, being the Heat fan, is Jimmy Butler took over, and he put Giannis to shame. Giannis to shame. We still have Giannis fighting demons right now, being a motivational speaker on Twitter. I'll probably throw up some of tweets if I can find them, but yeah, he just beat that boy into humiliation. I try to remember first game 3 or game 4 where Jimmy dropped
I
like
mean,
how much did he drop? Yeah, go ahead. I'll find the game. In the
yeah,
meantime,
no, it's just they. I think one of the worst things that the Bucks could have hoped for is that they got the Heat in the first round, and the sad part was that I think everybody did not give the Heat a huge chance against the Bucks, which I think was selling the Heat very short because the Heat is one of those teams that just don't want to play, no matter what, they don't want to play. But on the flip side, the Heat did have one of the worst offensive ratings in the entire league for the whole season,
and we were
and
one of the worst 3 point shooting teams of the season as well.
exactly. And you had Tyler Hero who wasn't playing great. You had Butler who wasn't playing. I guess the only bright spark for the team was Bam because Bam was going for defensive
MVP.
player of the year. I think he made, was it second team all defense he made in the end?
I want to believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's second team all defense. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing we always knew about the Heat was that the defense was great. But from an attacking point of view, the Bucks just, I still can't wrap my head around how the Bucks with the defense that they had, and they also had a defensive player of the year candidate. They managed to make the Heat look like an incredible offense. So up to now, I still don't understand it.
You say one. I think they had like two. Because wasn't Brooke and Giannis the two like no
Yeah, true,
Andrew Holiday as well. They had three.
yeah,
So they
yeah,
had
three,
three
yeah.
defensive player of the year candidates, and they just got humiliated. Like I said, Drew Holiday. Don't get me wrong, I really love him, and he is one of the best defensive players of defensive guards they have in the league right now. But he just got absolutely humiliated from Jimmy. I'm looking at it was game 4. Jimmy dropped 56. That's the game he completely took over,
Mhm.
and yeah, he just had Drew Holiday in hell the entire time. And what was surprising, extremely surprising to me, is that they didn't switch Giannis onto him. They only did it like a
Yeah,
handful of times. And Giannis himself said he would have preferred to do that. And if you think back to the year they won the ring and the year they swept us, I'm pretty sure that they put Giannis on Jimmy the majority of the time. And he completely shut Jimmy down. So, hey, I'm not complaining. That's just bad coaching. Um, and yeah, I think another strong thing that the Heat have is they have the best coach. And even when the playoffs began, I think they had the best coach. And of the teams remaining right now, I think he is still by far and away the best coach left.
yeah. I'm just looking at the scores from the games, right, and I find it remarkable that a team that had the worst offensive rating in the regular season managed to score over 115 points every game.
Yeah, I think the lowest score is 119,
Yeah,
that was the game,
that's actually crazy.
and that's the game Jimmy took over with 56. So that's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, and the
crazy,
Bucks.
crazy stuff.
So for the Bucks being the two things are just wrong there. Like the Bucks being an excellent defensive team, and the Heat being a terrible offensive team in the regular season. The- there's no way that those two things mesh together to say, well, the Heat should win this by scoring 115 points every game. That just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yes. So somebody said to imagine being the Bucks, you just had to hope and pray that the Heat just remained the same team they were in the regular season, which is the worst
Mhm.
3 point shooting team and one of the worst offensive teams, and the exact opposite happened. They became, I think, the best 3 point shooting team in the first round of the playoffs, and one of the best offenses. And yeah, just completely blew them out the water. And like I said, still have Giannis battling those those demons. He got a haircut back to his rookie
Yeah.
low cut. It's just it's all over the place. But there would be change coming for the Bucks, I assume. Like I said, they already let go of their coach, Mike Budenholzer. He had some off the court stuff happen to him, which is kind of unfair, but that's just where cookie crumbles sometimes. But speaking of best, one of the best offenses, the best offense in the regular season took Steph Curry and them to 7 games, and they needed
Yes.
a monster 7th game from Steph Curry to push them over the line. So talk to me
Yeah,
about the series.
and well, what I was gonna say, the major turning point of the series was when De'Aaron Fox injured his finger on his shooting hand. Like that was you could tell that was when the series turned. And I will say though, I did believe that the Warriors were gonna pull through in that series anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just the experience showed through in the end. I think Sabonis really came up small in the last 3 games. I was very surprised that somebody who I think Sabonis made was it second team, I think, or third team All NBA or something like that. Like,
it was third team because it was.
Yeah, third team. I really didn't expect him to come up that small, particularly that because the Warriors don't have that much height, and Sabonis wasn't playing, I think, much of his regular season game in that series. But you know what? Credit to the Golden State Warriors. They came out every game. At one point everybody thought this was going to be easy for the Kings, and then the Warriors came back. They took it to Game 7, and the Steph Curry. Clay calls it the Steph Curry game. I don't know if anybody else is going to call it the Steph Curry game, but I mean, Steph really, he put them on their back. He put them on his back, and he put them forward. Like I mean, I don't know if I left out anything from that series. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think you did a very good recap. So talking about the Sabonis thing, I think really where that game was lost is the Looney versus Sabonis battle, because Looney just wanted it more, especially on the offensive rebounds. I remember, I think it was either Game 5 or was it Game 7. It was one of those games that the Warriors won on the road, that Looney just beat him on the offensive rebound every single time. I think there was one quarter specifically.
Yeah, it was Game 7 when Looney had 21 rebounds.
Yeah, and was it the third quarter? Because if I remember correctly, it was close up until the third, and that's when they kind of pulled up. The Warriors really pulled away.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, they won the third by 12 points. So,
right. Yeah.
That was when they pulled away.
Yeah. So Kevin Looney just coming up big with the offensive rebounds.
I think he had 13 offensive rebounds in that game, and that was crazy. I think it's one of the highest. I can't remember if it is the highest. If it was one of the highest offensive rebound tallies in a game ever.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. He had 10 offensive rebounds in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had 21 in total. So yeah, that's just really where when man. If you look at Sabonis, he only had 8 rebounds total and 3 offensive rebounds. So that's where the game was ultimately won and lost. And of course, Steph Curry dropping 50, the most points in a Game 7 of all time. But while that was a great performance, everybody I think missed the bigger picture that they needed that. Need to go to 7 and need a 50-point game from Steph Curry to get past a very young Kings team. And so that's just kind of really where some of the cracks in the Warriors armor found, and they got exposed further by the Lakers as the Lakers sent them packing as LeBron and Curry face off one last time. I think we can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it was really back and forth, I would say, but in the last game, Game 6, they really got blown out, and the Lakers left no chance for them to come back whatsoever in that final game.
I think, they always talk about this, like all the NBA analysts and stuff, and they always talk about the role players having great moments. And I think Austin Reeves, in particular, in that Game 6, he was wonderful to watch, particularly with the shot at halftime.
Halftime.
It was. I think when I saw that go in, I was like, nah, I think they definitely have it this time.
Yeah, and then
if shots like that are gonna go in, and it went in flush, It's not even like.
If you think right before that what happened, I believe AD blocked a shot. I think it was from Steph. I can't remember who it was for, but AD gave a big block to the shot. Jordan Puddle, our famous slander name from last season, comes up once again.
One of the best coined slander names ever.
Right behind, I would say my two favorite, Brick Ross.
Which you will get to just now.
Brick Ross and Pandemic P. Those are my 2 favorite slander names.
Yeah.
And we also had the Lonnie Walker game in Game 4, and the role players really showed up for the Lakers, and that's different. And I think that's the difference when most superstar teams clash. The superstar is going to be there. It's just which team's role play is gonna show up. But yeah, the Lakers find themselves back in the Western Conference Finals, and they are facing the unstoppable Nuggets. The Nuggets just seem like they can't be beat. To be honest, the between the remaining teams, it's very up in the air. It's the most up in the air it's been that I can remember the past couple of years. But I think the Nuggets are the most well-rounded team, I would say, thus far.
Oh yeah, I could totally agree with that. I think the Nuggets. I'm trying to think how many games they lost. I think it was
There's
only
two.
three. I think it was only 3 games they've lost to the whole postseason.
Wait, then this would be the Wolves. Oh no, they lost one to the Wolves. Yes, yes,
Yeah, because Ant Man said he wasn't going to lose. He wasn't going to get swept. He won one game.
yes. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
No,
But,
fair play to Ant Man. I really like Ant Man too. So
yeah, me
I was
too.
kind of glad he stuck to his word. But yeah,
Yeah,
the Nuggets have only lost 3 games in the postseason so far.
I,
Jokic has been looking like the actual MVP.
yes, he has. He has.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
So I think Jamal Murray has been really good for most of the games. Aaron Gordon was not very good against the Suns, and they
Mhm.
still managed to get past them in 6.
Yeah.
Michael Porter hasn't been shooting that great. But the other thing about the Nuggets is that they have a lot of depth. They have a lot of players that could step up, like Bruce Brown, for example. Bruce Brown has been playing really well
KCP stepped
in the
up in a few
postseason.
games as well.
And I know, and now we're looking at them facing the Lakers, Jokic versus AD, and it's I can't wait to see who comes out on top because you know you have to keep Jokic. AD's thing is his defensive abilities, but he's gonna have to defend Jokic further away from the basket. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for the Lakers is just ensuring and praying that AD stays healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Oh
a
yeah.
big thing for them. And yeah, I think the Nuggets are also the hardest team to beat because if you look at the 2 games that the Suns took from them, in one of the games they needed 40 from KD and 47 from Booker to take them down
Yeah.
in one game, and the other game I believe the scores were basically similar. They just needed those two to just absolutely do everything they possibly could have to beat them, and yeah, if that's what it's gonna take to beat the Nuggets, then good
Yeah.
luck.
It's also kind of crazy when you think about it that the 2 best passers in the game are Jokic and LeBron. I'd say like right now, and even left in the postseason.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at them, and then you're looking at the two best. You're probably looking at the 2 best big men left in anything, and you're looking at AD and Jokic. So it's gonna be crazy. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I know I'll be watching every single game. If it goes to 4, if it goes to 7, I'll be watching every single game.
100%. And then, well, let's just shift back attention over to the East. Another big disappointment that we had was the Cavs. I personally had the Cavs going through. I know when we did our preview, which it never went up. That's a story for another day. But I know you had the Knicks going through, and very surprising. I think the Knicks were surprisingly good, and the Cavs were just ass. I mean, that's just the easiest way to put it.
So I basically put it. One of my friends, we had a conversation about this recently, and I explained it to him very simply. I said, I don't trust Donovan Mitchell, and on top of that, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are not going to give you 20 points a night. So the way I looked at it was, I think the Knicks had way more offensive power than the Cavs, and the Knicks overall I thought were a better defense. I think the Knicks from All Star break to the end of the season were I think the 4th best team in the entire league. And when like for me, I just didn't trust the Cavs. It's not. I really like Garland particularly. I like Mobley. I like Jared Allen, but it's just offensively, I don't trust them.
Yeah,
And
no, because
for me, all of those things just meshed into why. For me, it wasn't a surprise in the end.
yeah, Tridish, I think this had kind of really showed me that Donovan Mitchell wasn't ready for the I won't say he wasn't ready. He wasn't as good as I thought he was because I know in previous playoff games he would have went off with the Jazz, but looking back on it, I think he was the only guy that was really carrying the offense for that team because Rudy Gobert wasn't going to do anything. I forget who else we used to run out there with him. I know he had Mike Conley too, which he isn't known as a scorer, but yeah, so Donovan Mitchell had to carry the scoring load for those teams. And then you look when he has more help, I would say, offensively with Darius Garland running with him. It didn't go to plan whatsoever. I'm looking at the scores right now. I didn't realize this until I pulled this up. The Cavs only scored 100 points, over 100 points in one game. which is
Mhm,
crazy,
exactly.
especially when you think about like the era we live in where everybody seems to just score over 150 to 120 points. Like that's the minimum they
Yeah,
would score. It's crazy. They kept them to under 80 points in the game as well. I remember that game. But
yeah.
yeah, I think we could I definitely think we could officially classify Jalen Brunson as a superstar now, especially the problems he gave the Heat in the second round as well. Even though they came up short, he is 100% a superstar now.
Yeah, I remember if anybody watched our videos last year, I was strongly advocating for Jalen Brunson to win Most Improved Player last year, because he was on the Mavs and I was watching him every night. And I also told you last year as well, I think Jalen Brunson is easily one of the best point guards in the league, and I'm so glad that everybody is now seeing it for themselves. Now that he's has his own team and he starts all the time and he's able to control the offense and he score like play his natural game. And for me, it's just like I'm glad everybody gets to see it now because he's a great player and he's going to be a great player for a long time. And the Knicks fans already love him, and it's it. I think he had a wonderful postseason. The rest of his teammates let him down. He could hold his head high, and the
Yeah,
Knicks could be proud of his performance. But I think everybody else didn't
100%,
didn't perform.
100%, 100%. And yeah, so it's a bright future
Wait,
in New York. They got their superstar, and things are looking up. I'm pretty sure they'll make changes in the offseason. And the last series we could touch on real quick is at the time we're recording, Game 7 starts in about 3 hours between the 76ers and the Celtics.
mhm.
And hey, I'll tell you, this series is just two teams that just don't seem to want to win whatsoever. Because
that is the best way you could have described it, Chips. The
yeah,
best way you could have described it.
because if you look at Game 6, the 76ers had the perfect chance. They could have done the funniest thing of all time. Because going into the fourth quarter, what did Tatum have? 2 points, 3 points.
Yeah, 3 points.
Yeah, and I mean, people say he saved his legacy in the fourth quarter. And I mean, yeah, you can look at it like that because he took over and he forced them over the line. But I mean, that's just piss poor from 76ers, man. No, I think I told you they're just a team of quitters. They just don't seem to want it.
Yeah, they looked. I think I can't remember what was the lead at the time, but at one point I was like, you're letting the Celtics get back into the game. Like, call a timeout, do something, give him beat the ball. Don't give PJ Tucker in the corner to try and shoot a corner three.
Yeah, why
Nobody
is he?
who thought that was a good idea.
No, I think this is a larger issue at hand. I think both coaches are not as good as they should. Obviously, the Celtics had email last year who led them all the way to the finals, and
Mhm.
he got let go. And then I just don't think Doc Rivers is a good coach anymore.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think Doc is a really good coach. It's just that I can't move past the number of leads that he's squandered in series. I just can't move past it.
I mean,
So
if the Celtics win again, this is another series lead that he's blown because they were up
yeah,
3-2.
yeah, I know, and it's gonna be it's and they're going back to Boston as well. So I don't know. I really don't know who's gonna win this game because the Celtics at home are okay. I think the Celtics. I can't remember if I heard this somewhere, but I think the Celtics are 500 at home in the postseason in the past 2 years,
Really?
and I think that's kind of crazy in itself.
Yeah, that's
But
nuts.
so I don't know who's gonna win this one, but what I will say is it's like you started off by saying both teams didn't want to win. This game is gonna be who wants it more.
Yeah,
Like,
I think ultimately
yeah,
the major X factor to decide who's going to win or lose this game is James Harden. If he has another 40-point game, which he had two in this series already, I think the Sixers win. If he shits the sheets again, there's no way he wins. So it's the same thing can be said with Tatum, to be honest, as well. But we've seen Tatum have stinkers, and his team still managed to win somehow.
yeah,
So
yeah. I also want to shout out one player for the Celtics who I think was really good in the game and actually helped them win.
Oh,
I know
weird.
Marcus Smart in the last game in the game 6 that
Yeah.
he was excellent, and I think without his performance they don't win the game.
yeah,
Even if Tatum was well in the fourth quarter without Marcus Smart playing the way he did, I don't think they would have won the game. So
1000%.
big up to Marcus Smart, and he's going to be really important too. Like Jalen Brown, Marcus Smart, all the Time Lord came back as well.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a stat when the 76ers scored less points in the paint, like all series, sorry, when he came back. So I think that's going to be interesting as well. And Embiid, I don't know about you, Shiz, but I've been saying this for like the whole series. Is that the MVP?
Yeah, he
Is
hasn't
this the
been.
MVP?
He has. Yeah, he hasn't been as dominant as he was in the traditional season.
I know he has an injury, and I know he's playing through it.
Yeah.
But you know, at the very least, demand the ball in the last 5 minutes.
Exactly. You are the
You
super
know, you
solid
have
team.
to have the ball in your hand.
You are the super solid team. Like,
yeah.
When it's coming out to crunch time, it has to be you, especially in those close situations. Like today, if this game is close going into the last couple of minutes, it has to be him. It can't be James Harden. It can't be Tyrese Maxey. It can't be PJ Tucker. It has to be you.
It has. And it's on Doc and it's on Harden. It's on everybody. Get him the ball.
Yeah, and I would say
get him the ball.
I would say too. I think the Celtics have a great defensive plan for him. With they could throw Horford or Time Lord at him. And if it comes down to it, he's double teamed. He's not going to get the last shot. I think it's not. The second guy shouldn't be James Harden. It should be Tyrese Maxey.
Oh yeah, Maxey has been really good this postseason.
I would much rather trust Maxey with the last shot than I would James Harden at this point.
Yeah.
And being the Heat fan, I would much rather see the 76ers in the conference finals.
Really?
I just think we match up a lot better with them.
Okay. Yeah. I actually at this point, I think either matchup is good for you at this point.
Yeah, because I think we could throw Jimmy at whoever's having the hot game with the guards between James and Maxey. Could throw Lowry at the other one. Could throw Strus at the other one, and then I think Bam does very well against Joel. So I think we match up very good against them. But yeah, guys, that's just a quick recap of everything in the 2023 NBA playoffs thus far. I think the best playoffs we've had in years. Like, it's like close, and it's still open. Nobody knows who's gonna win there. I don't think there's a favorite to who's gonna win. Everything's just still up in the air. That's why I love it so much. But yeah, guys, that's been it for me. I'm Brandon. Brandon, you have anything else you want to say to close out?
I don't want to say no. I'll say it for another video. But I don't have anything else to say.
I know. Hey, we'll keep it tuned to find what Brandon had to say. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you guys probably for the NBA Finals.
We will be there, no matter what.
Yes. Later, guys.
Later, guys.